McCurtain County sports leader, Fast Country 106.
And good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Broken Bow Coaches Show here live at Papa Poblano's. I'm Jeremy Poole, your host, and as always, the man, not just the man of the hour, but the man of the year. I'm going to predict maybe the 4A4 Coach of the Year, Maverick Langer.
Good morning.
Well, after a season of setting the points record in Broken Bow school history, Coach, you face probably a 10 to 12 year powerhouse, pretty much that ran 4A Wagoner team and put 70 points on the board. How in the world do you do that?
Yeah, the offense played well. Offensive line played really well. Anytime you can give them a shout out, because they do go. It's just the nature of it. Them kids up front on the O line go overseeing a lot with the skill kids we got making plays. Offensive line played really well. Grading through the ball, that's probably the best grade he's thrown the ball. Towards the best that he's thrown the ball this season on Friday night. And then Dejan had a great night. Clue had a great night receiving. Snooty out of the backfield. We window dressed the same play twice, ran it to both sidelines there in the first half. It wasn't able to get him in the end zone. AJ caught the ball well and blocked well from the tight end position when we bumped him down. And like you said, that's what I told the kids before we went out, because we're still trying to progress our program every day. And it was fitting last night because for 10 plus years, Wagner's ran 4A. And that's where we're trying to get to as a football program. And it was fitting that we had the opportunity to play them first round and knock them out of the playoffs and kind of on the stepping stone of where we're trying to get our football program.
Well, they certainly have not. It hasn't bothered them to put it on us the last few times we visited Wagner Stadium, because I remember both of them, and they've.
My 1 year here, we went there round one, and it wasn't.
Boy, they've been. Oh, did we go there in the Holt era?
Yeah.
See, I couldn't remember, but I know. I know the last two times we've been here, I've been there. It was, but anyway, 70 to 35. My goodness, it's hard to score 70 against anybody, much less a talented team like Wagner. They didn't lose everything. They had, the quarterback. I thought the quarterback was way above average.
Oh yeah, he was really good. He stretched you because he throws the ball well. A really athletic kid. So yeah, he puts stress on you.
Yeah, he was as close, in my opinion, he was as close to the level of athleticism as our quarterback as I've seen.
Oh, we've seen this year.
Yeah, for sure. It's just plus quite a bit bigger.
Yeah,
he's quite a bit bigger than Graydon is.
Yeah,
not quite the skills, but similar. So again, our defense played pretty good. We still giving up some big plays on defense. Are those last night? Was that alignment or reads in your opinion?
One kind of got our eyes confused there when they were in the post, and our corner safety got confused. The other one, we had a kid that second to last, because the last one they scored on our JV kids, and then that post they scored. Our corner played it really well, just didn't make a play. He was right on the kid, that number 13. Just didn't make a play on the ball. Larry lost. He got out of his grip as he ran in the end zone.
Well, I was glad to see some more running backs get there, get some playing time in the end, just because Neil has done so much this year. It's going to be so important to us moving forward. I know you don't get stats for last night, but you've got stats up until last night. Where is Neil at in rushing?
He's at no, it's over 12.
Is it over 12?
Yeah.
I was going to say 12 to 14 or 15 range.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Got to be quite a few receiving yards, I would think.
Yeah, he's got to be over. After last night, he's really close to 500.
I was going to say had to have added at least. Well, had to have added close to 100 last night. I would think.
Yeah.
That is, again, we've talked about that again. I don't know how you're an opposing defense and you let him slip out of the backfield. But he does it. He does it. I mean, I don't know if it's maybe I don't know if he disguises something well. Maybe that's it. Maybe he kind of floats around for just a second and then gets. But I'm telling you, he has a knack for getting. And then Graydon Howell always sees it pretty quickly. But of course, Graydon again, just does some phenomenal things as a play caller. Not just Graydon, but having the offensive threats, so many that we do as a play caller. Yes, it helps you, but does it? How does it affect your overall play calling? Do you tend to get kind of like I don't know what's the word I'm trying to use. Do you get greedy at times, or is it hard to stay conservative at times?
Yeah, what's good about all of it, we obviously there's not when we need a play. Obviously, there's times we go to individual kids, but it's not like we got to have this kid make a play for us here to convert or get us touchdown on a certain drive. We get all our skill girls playing really, really well. We still do. We still obviously getting sets or dial up plays to where it's just one kid. We're trying to get the ball to a certain kid. But I've been really pleased with how all our skill kids are performing, and we can go to any one of them because last night was a good representation of it. We went to every one of our kids converted a third down, got us first down. A chunk of them, almost all of them, scored for us and made big plays there throughout the night. So it's not, and that makes it tough, and our kids take pride in that, and that's a goal of ours from an offense standpoint, skill-wise, is they can't just, we're going to double number 3, and then there goes their pass game. Or we're going to load the box and stop 20 running, and that takes half their offense from them. Our kids take pride in every kid that jogs out there and lines up in a skill position has a threat to score and make big plays for us. And like you said, it does stress defenses.
And one thing that I noticed also, and it was one of our later touchdowns, the game was already decided, or pretty much decided, but I was tickled to see it. I can't even remember who scored. I think it was one of Neal's rushing touchdowns, and it was on our west end. Our wide receivers were really, really locked up on their man.
Yeah.
And when he crossed the goal line, I turned and looked, and it was Dejon Hall, number 3, he was as excited as if he probably more excited than if he would have scored himself. And what that tells you is that, hey, we all done our job.
Yeah.
And that's the way. I was really pleased to see. I mean, he was just like celebrating from it. He was still standing on around probably about the 15 or 20.
Yeah, he did a couple times last night. And what's really good to see there is he's taken some hard coaching in that aspect. Dejon has. Earlier in the year, he kind of struggled in blocking. And Coach Jackson has got him improved there. But yeah, he's taken some hard coaching in the blocking aspect. Dejon has earlier in the year. But he blocked really well, got a perimeter, and that's what we tell our skill kids, the difference between a 10 to 12-yard run and a 40, 50-yard run is the blocking downfield from the skill kids on the perimeter. and they're starting to take pride in that. And because we had even the last couple of weeks, AJ's been blocking well on the perimeter. Dejan, the hold they got on Dejan was that second drive. I don't know. Khalil mix it up and down there. So right now, our receivers are blocking really well downfield.
Yeah, they are. There's so many times where Snooty doesn't even have to attempt to make a move or shed contact. Sometimes for 8, 9, 10 yards. Like I said, that's all of them. That's offensive line and skilled kids getting after it. But one thing, I had in my mind to ask you about. Before halftime, Coach Jackson had kind of got on Zaragoza pretty hard there on one kickoff, and then the next one, and I think we scored and left them with 30 seconds or so.
Yeah,
and Zaragoza kicks it, and he can always. I've always said you could probably draw about a little 2 or 3 yard circle down there about where you wanted to, and I think he could pretty much hit it or get close every time. He kicks it about, I don't know, it goes at least 10 yards out of bounds, but I look down there and Coach Jackson catches it and then nods his head and goes to clapping. Is that?
Yeah, that one right for half, and we did a second half. Because they got scary kids running around.
Okay, so that was,
we kicked out of bounds, and every time he just took it. So
Coach Jackson actually, or one of y'all actually told him.
Yeah, that one right for halftime, kick out of bounds, because there was 18.1 seconds left, and we didn't want to give them anything on a kickoff return.
Well, that's what we thought, but I told Mr. Evans, I said that if Coach Jackson's over there catching it, he actually, I mean, he had to have told Zaragoza to kick it there, especially when he nods his hands. Zaragoza, we haven't talked about him too much, but Zaragoza, he's got lots of practice this year.
Yeah, and he's forget he's a freshman just because he's been in the mix of it this year. Even though there were a few times last night he needed to get a little pep in his step and hurry it up. We took him to delay a game. But he's been huge for us. Kickoff, extra point. That's something that people don't know how important a kickoff is, or just knowing you're going to get an extra point every time. That goes kind of by the wayside on people's thoughts, but it's very important. He's been huge for us this year.
Man, and one time in particular, it shocked me. Even I had to quickly adjust my focus. One of those kickoffs, he was about 4 yards from the end zone.
Yeah, and that's what we.
And I was like, holy moly!
We should get 3 years of touchbacks out of him, starting next year. But yeah, he's getting pretty close.
I mean, that's what I thought. I was waiting on anywhere from the 30 to the 20, and even looking over that way, and then I'm like, oh man! I mean, that kid builded around the 4. That was pretty impressive. Another. Which I've talked about this young man many times, but Blake Skelton, not to be confused with Tishomingo's own Blake Shelton. Man, the athleticism he's shown on a busted play.
Yeah. When I first got here, I nicknamed him Sweet Pete. So if you hear people yell that we're talking about Blake. Yeah, he's gotten a lot quicker. Obviously, he throws the ball really well.
Yeah.
We're just trying to run the clock there and kind of turn in a busted play with fumble botched there at the exchange. And he picked it up, and I was just hoping to get the first. Then he turns the corner. He gets it.
Boy, he does.
That was
I'm
big.
telling you.
That was a big play for Blake.
Man, and you could see I think I stopped counting at 7 high-flying chest bumps, and I thought, hey, now he's fixing to have to go cover on the kickoff. He's going to be wore out there. But you can see the impact, especially as a young guy, because everyone that the first ones to him was your big play guys on the team.
Yeah.
So you can tell how the older guys and the stars appreciate Skelton.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's a great kid. Gives us a good look every week in scout team. Had a really good JV year. So yeah, but yeah, Blake's a fan favorite of the team.
You bet. It's obvious. Couple really, really big hits last night by a couple seniors. The ones I'm thinking of is Bentley Brown and Law and Order Jackson Porter.
Yeah.
What did you ever get told what was there were double flags on Jackson's? What happened there?
Well, that's third week in a row a kid. That was really close. They threw the ball at the ref, a Wagoner kid. And that's third week in a row a kid from Wagner's done that to. And that was the least malicious one. And I warned him. I said, "Yeah, you better watch your back out there." They've 2 weeks in a row they've taken the ref with a football when things don't go their way. So they did, and then Porter said something to the kid as he was walking back to our huddle, which you can't do. So he's got some fun activities tomorrow when we meet with him for getting the penalty. But he said so. He didn't say nothing to the ref. He said it to the kid that threw the ball at the ref. And that's what got us. And that's what's bad. It negates a great play he made. That might have been one of the hardest hits of the night. It gets negated because he wants to say something to the kid after that kid threw the ball at the ref.
I just wondered. I assumed that he said something to Jackson first, just because you could tell he almost turned the W into an M on their helmet. He hit it so hard, and he was also there was someone trying to block him. Of course they wouldn't block him, but he was engaged with another player when that happened, and he just absolutely, man, you talk about Jackson Porter has he's over the last 2 or 3 years he's pretty much hopefully got his college paid for, I hope.
Oh yeah, he's it's picking up more and more interest from places. He's definitely got a future at the next level.
Yeah, man, he's just continuing. His size is there, but also he's pretty. He's pretty relentless in there. As you know, our front seven throughout this year has been pretty dang good.
Yeah. The D-line kids we rotate or have play out there. Obviously Pratt, you almost get numb to some of the plays he makes. You see it every week. Some of the tackles, because he'll fit and stop counter. I mean, he eats up counter. Real good. He obviously was a big play for us at the time, right there. And when he got the interception, that was big for him, but that was also big for us on that drive. And good to just outrun one more cat.
Yeah. Well, I really was tickled to see us getting the ball on the little shovel pass, and one kid, he didn't make the tackle, but he kind of slowed him down, or that one would have went for a lot of yards. He kind of slowed, and it happened right about just as soon as Pratt got his shoulders up the field, and he kind of knocks him off balance. Or that one could have went for a lot. One other thing I wanted to mention from an underclassman, a junior, and no, it did not affect the ball game in any way. But to me, it was a huge individual play. I believe it's Giddens, number 9, there toward the end. He runs down a Wagoner kid by 15 yards at least to save a touchdown. And I'm like, that kid's out there. He doesn't get to play very much, but he showed a great individual effort right there.
Yeah, because it was, they were throwing that screen and they're running back there. That was the last drive they scored on, I think. Yeah. But yeah, it was a good play by him. and that was good to get them, our second team kids, reps in that type of environment. So yeah, they played well there. I know they kind of get that play gave them the first down, but Mays had a great defensive series on that drive. He sucker plays football. Yeah, I like old Mays, and the emotion he plays with. He was fired up more than anybody when he made that play, tackle for a loss there. But yeah, we've seen some good things out of kids on that last drive, even though it ended with because it was still their ones. They're obviously talented, but we've seen a lot of good things out of our kids on that last drive.
You bet. Well, pretty good crowd last night. First home playoff game that we've hosted in many years. I don't exactly know. It's been a while since we've hosted one. It's been a long while since we've hosted two. But pretty good effort by the crowd last night to come out and give it that playoff type atmosphere. And the Savages are going to move on to the second round. Let's take just a short break, and when we come back, we will get on to towards the end and wrap things up and talk about our upcoming opponent, which is the Weatherford Eagles.
Yep,
correct. All right, let's take this short break and let you hear word from our sponsors, and join us back here at the Broken Bow Coaches Show on Best Country 106.
McCurtain County sports leader, Best Country 106.
And welcome back to the Broken Bow Coaches Show here live at Papa Volanos, as we're here with Coach Maverick Lang, who moves the Savages to 10-1 on the season, and a big home playoff win last night, which will propel us into having one more game on the hallowed. It's not the turf, for the hallowed grass that's going to be turf of Broken Bow's Memorial Stadium, also known as the Rock. Coach Lang, two of our conference teams won and two lost last night. Ada and us won, and Hilldale and Southall lost. Did you see any surprises there?
Kind of surprised about the Southall one. I thought they would advance. I knew it'd be tough for Hilldale beating Cushing. But yeah, good job by Ada.
You thought Southall would beat Grove?
Yeah, I thought they would, but so kind of surprised by that one. But yeah, Ada, congratulations to Ada. Us and Ada survived, and but yeah, that of our district, the Southall one kind of surprised us a little bit. Right.
Well, like I said, Weatherford were 28-7 winners over Blanchard. Weatherford has plenty of history in football. I know they had a kid that played for them last year that is now suiting up for the University of Oklahoma. They're not short on football tradition. What do you expect out of Weatherford as they make the long drive southeast to Broken Bow next week?
Yeah, they got a haul. Haven't really don't really get much information on them yet. They got the film. I watched one drive last night before I left. Looked like they had pretty good sized kids, big kids. But yeah, I just watched a few snaps just to see what they had going on. So yeah, don't know. We'll start getting after them today. But yeah, they came in second in the district, hosted Blanchard and beat Blanchard 28-7 last night, and I think that puts them at 9-2.
I think they were 8-2 coming in.
So
9-2. I think they were 8-2 coming in.
Yeah.
Pretty sure they were.
Yeah, they were obviously having success in there. They're in the Elgin district. Elgin went 1 in that district, and then they went 2. So, but yeah, like you said, they're if you look at the last 10-plus years, Weatherford's always been up towards the top of 4A. So obviously the tradition that they're going to bring down here, but they are bringing a long way.
They do, and we've hosted them before. Now I cannot tell you what year it was, but I specifically remember us hosting Weatherford before, and then yes, it was a playoff game, but it has been some time. But yeah, they will. They'll have to make the long trip down here, and our kids will get to stay at home one more week, and hopefully deliver another memorable experience for what will be the last game on Broken Bow's field, the grass field. I know a couple weeks ago we were talking to Coach Lee, and he was just remembering from the past how big the crown on our field used to be. They took some of it down, but it's still pretty big. Yeah. It is. You can stand on one sideline and look across to the visiting sideline, and you can't see their feet.
Yeah.
But what will they do when they bring the turf in? Will they take that out?
Yeah,
will they completely level it?
Yeah,
okay.
And then they'll cut it down, and then got to put gravel and different layers to bring it back up.
Okay.
It'll be flat.
Okay, and also, are we getting? Is there a new technology in turf fields now? I know there used to be the rubber pellets. Is there something else?
I call it cool beads. There's kind of two systems. One, they're a little green because it drops. Between the cool beads, it's about 15 to 20 degrees cooler than the black.
Okay, so that's what it is. I knew that. I thought you told me there was some new technology out.
Yeah,
that
drops the temperature.
Okay, drops the temperature. So it won't be the rubber pellets anymore.
Yeah, they are. It's just a new technology that and they're not black, because that's the main thing that makes it hot.
Drew all the heat. Yeah. So, well, we look forward to everyone showing up next week. We have got I don't know that our senior class is huge, but the ones that are there, man, you want to talk about, have contributed a great deal to Broken Bow football. And let's come out and support them, and let's get those kids, let's get those seniors to a semifinal type atmosphere, and let them get to experience something like that, because most of our seniors are on defense. But man, what a senior class. Talk just a little bit about your senior class, and then we'll wrap things up.
Yeah, extremely proud of them and what they're accomplishing in their senior year. And that's what, and yeah, we do get a lot of them on defense that play. That's where the chunk of our seniors' productions on the defense side of the ball. And that's what kind of our thing is. All week we were on survive till next Monday, then we'll figure out next week. That's all we're trying to do is survive, and now we're just surviving. We're fighting to spend one more week with each other, and then we'll figure out that week once we get there. We'll start figuring out this week and tomorrow once we meet with them. But that is the cool thing about the playoff thing is someone's season's got to end, and we're fighting for it not to be ours. And they're trying to take our team away from us, because obviously next year the team won't look the same as it does now. And it's pretty cool when you're fighting for just to spend one more week together with each other. And then that's what we're going to do again once we'll start tomorrow with the kids, and we're fighting to spend another week with each other. But yeah, really proud of our seniors, the way they're playing, what they've invested in the program, the standard that they've raised for our underclassmen, which people don't see. That stuff goes unnoticed unless you're around us every day at the facility. But yeah, really, really pleased with our seniors.
And you bet. One more thing I want to mention before we get off the air that I want people to know. A lot of people know, but probably a lot of people don't. I believe our cheerleading team today is competing for a state championship. Is that right?
Yes.
And
yeah.
what an accomplishment. You talk about a football game and how big we've got a pretty good size, well, really a big cheerleading squad, along with the dance team, along with the flag girls in the band. Man, you look out there and it looks like we got 70 kids strung out behind our kids. They come to all the games. They put in so much time and effort to travel along with our football team. And I know you and your coaching staff really, really, really appreciate all that they do. It's not just football here at Broken Bow. We have I think you told me at the beginning of the year it takes 6 or 7 buses.
Yeah, we take a lot of buses
to get all of our kids to the game. So we certainly want to recognize those cheerleaders. They do an excellent job, and they're going to compete for a state championship today, and that's a big deal.
Oh yeah.
I don't know anything about a cheering competition, but I can tell you this: when you're competing for the state championship, that means you're pretty salty.
Oh, yeah.
So, again, thanks, everyone, for joining us for another edition of the Broken Bow Coaches Show. And Coach Lang, win or lose, we'll be here next week.
Yes, sir.
That's what I say. Win or lose, we're going to give you at least. So, Coach Lang, we're going to put it in his terms. Coach Lang, we're going to fight for one more week together.
There it is.
That sounded kind of mushy, but I didn't mean it that way. But anyway, Coach Lang and I are going to fight for one more week, one more coaches show. We'll be here, win or lose. But everybody make it out to the stadium next week, and let's send the last game out on grass. Let's make it something big. Let's make it something big and memorable, and advance on to the next round. And like I said, we'll see what we got probably total after that, but we'll play that when we get there. So thank you, everyone, for joining us on the Broken Bow Coaches Show here live at Papa Poblano's. For Jeremy Poole and Maverick Lang, we're signing out. Thank you for listening on Best Country 106.
Papa Poblano's, proud sponsor of Broken Bow Savage Football and host of The Savage Show. Hear the latest in Savage football action live Saturday morning at 8:30 a.m. right here on Best Country 106. Papa Poblano's satisfies your cravings for sizzling fajitas, mouth-watering tacos, savory burritos, and more. Treat yourself to the flavors of Tex-Mex. 304 North Park Drive in Broken Bow, or call 584-9494 to pick up your order or utilize their catering services. Papa Poblano's, a delightful dining experience.
Your home for Broken Bow Savage Football. 106.1 KKBI FM, Broken Bow, Idabel.